Good morning, beekeepers. It's March the 13th, and again, it's a Friday the 13th. I don't know how that happens. Anyway, we're going to go hit some hives today. We're going to put formic in them, check to see where the queen's at, how she's doing, and be ready for spring. It's only about 52 and kind of windy, so it's going to be fun. Let's go to it. All right. We're going to dig into this one first and see how she's doing, get some formic in it. Well, they glued the lid down. Got ants. Okay. All the fun that's gone. Stick in there. You know, that pack's fun. The pack still got a few drops left in it. Put it back in there and let them finish it off. I'm seeing bees all the way across, bunches of bees specifically right here, but they're all the way across, which is good. This box was completely full of honey. One side's about 30% gone, the other side's almost 100%. Still got food. Yeah, this is one of my medium frames in a deep box. The bottom cells are completely empty. The top still full of honey. Both sides. This side is nectar that they're breaking down from this side. Yep. Drone brood. Yeah, you know she's laying. See, I've got drone brood on both sides of that frame. Next, we've got normal brood. Big cluster right in the middle. On both sides. I need to be careful now because it could start running into the queen. calm these girls down. Of course, it is only 53, so they don't want to fly anyway. But it's a good day for my first inspection. Okay. Alright, some brood to look for. They've got a bunch of drone brood on the bottom and some regular brood that they've put in. And every one of those open cells has a larva in it. So let's get that up. That drone, that larva has nothing on it. And nothing. So you can take these that are open across the bottom this time of year and you look for mites on them. That can kind of give you an idea how bad you have mites. Just looking for the queen. Well, I got a chance here. Let's see here. Oh, there you are. Back in there. Okay. Keep looking real quick. Let me get down to that bottom box. Alright, I love it. That is a very good frame of brood. And the other side's even got more. Yeah. Queen cups. Of course, none of them are charged. They're just cups. Wow, that's got a lot of... The open cells around the cap cells are all brood. They're all larvae down in there. So she's laying up a storm. Crushed one. They're everywhere. That's where that drone cells have reeled up onto the next frame down there. Yep. All right, another great frame of brood. And a lot of larvae. You can see the queen here. Let's see her. And lots of milk brood on that side. You probably can't see it. I'm not good at videoing the brood. We got to be careful because queen can be anywhere. I think she'll be much further over. Mini frame. they have down at the bottom where they've been liquefying it. They've already uncapped it. And the same on this side. And the last frame is all honey. Solid frame. So, yep, some good brood going on. Brood pushed back over to where it was. I don't want to separate it because it's going to get really cold. And in a couple of days we're going to have freezing weather again. There's drone brood on the bottom of that one. Frame back in there. Come on, girls. Get out of the way. This is the fun part, when you get a frame that they're crawling all over like this. If you bang it around much, they start getting pissy and flying. But if you don't, you end up killing them. And you don't want that. Come on, get off the frame. Get down in there. They're playing a ring around the rosy. Alright. Now let's give them a little smoke. Take this box off. So I can put my formic in there. Only time I put formic on them, because the temperature's got to be between 50 and about 75. And the next couple of days it's going to be in the 50s and 60s, and then get really cold. Alright, there's that big, make sure you can see it, bunch of brood comb that was between the frames. And I'm going to scoop it, look over here, and look at it for mites. Yeah, they're beginning to get a little upset with me. I almost expect this box to be completely empty. But it's still got a lot of honey in it, as you can see. They're clearing it, but it's got a lot of honey left in it still. Oops. We set that one out. Make it easy to work with here. What these frame stands are for. Then you can get in there quite easy. Okay, that one's got a lot of pollen in it. And a lot of liquid honey. See all the yellow? That's all the pollen that's coming in. So they're bringing it in big time. And they're about to clear all the old honey out. Look at that brood. A lot of brood down here. Both sides of this frame are covered with a few drone cells. The next frame over is the same way. So we've got like 7 so far frames of brood. This hive is about to blow up. Look at this. Both sides. This hive is about to go. This cold snap and the Formic Pro is going to slow them down. Like this is, oh no, it's larva all the way across. This whole area over here has got about 4-day-old larvae in it. And the other side's kind of got the same, so this hive is in excellent shape. Kind of needs a new queen this year, but we'll see. Don't see anything on that side. This side's pollen and some liquid honey. So we went from a hive that had almost completely honey and no brood to a hive that is now almost out of honey and has about 8 frames of brood. So that's great. That was honey. So I'm going to put it right back here. And then I'm going to put my formic in. Put the box back together. Okay. So this hive is rocking. Here in a couple of more weeks, they'll double the population easily. just only for formic. Alright. We'll lay it across the top like that, and we'll see what happens. Because it just looks like a pollen patty. I don't know. Alright, let's put this one back on the top. And let's fix that. I don't need that stick in there. Top cover on it. Not going to put the feeder cover back on it this time. That stuff stinks. It's got to be formic. That back on there as well. All right. All right, that hive's in great shape. We're going to move on over to the one in the backyard, which was number 6 if you're keeping up, and see how it's doing. All right, here we go, number 6. If you remember, I moved this top box from a box that was pretty much dead and they were robbing it out. So I moved this top box of honey over to this hive because it already had a very big, population, so I wasn't worried about them being able to care for it. So now let's see what they've done with it. They filled it up with bees. Oops. That made them all mad. That's never a good thing, is to drop the inner covers full of bees. Kind of makes them mad, and I got a bunch on the ground because they're not wanting to fly. It's too cold. All right. See what we're doing here. See a lot of comb. This was a pretty full honey box. Yeah, they're actually building comb in this box already. There's a little honey on that side. See all the brand new comb? Oh yeah, they're going to town. They're building comb. Need to put an empty box on here. See how much comb they're building? I need to see if the camera's high enough. Okay. See, they built drone comb across the bottom of this frame, and they built out some of this. Yeah. This box really needs some attention. You'll see why here in a minute. Drone comb, packed with drones all the way across. Uncovered quite a few drone larvae, and I don't see a single mite. It is kind of wonky comb, and there's a bunch down in the bottom of the box. I'm gonna have to pull this out. Because it's going to make it too hard to get the box back together with all this drone comb all over the place down in this box. All the larvae's falling out of it that I wanted to look at. Still haven't seen a mite. It's good. Girls want to build comb. Alright, before I drop it, put it back in there now. Alright, it's a frame full of honey. Yep. Grilled comb. Solid honey. They're building comb to the next frame down below. I'm going to have to cut out. I can do it when I pull the bottom box. So far only that drone brood on that one frame. See, they're trying to build brood comb again. Really makes it difficult later on. But another frame of honey They're beginning to liquefy some of it across the bottom. I think it was a good choice to put this box over here because they're using it. More honey. And another medium frame in this box. And the bottom half of it is drone. Okay, a lot of drone brood there, and there's a lot left attached to the next box. Let me set this one over here. Don't want to leave that brood out very long, but it'll be okay. Take the next frame out. And it's the same way. A lot of drone larvae. Both sides. This box is a mess. They're really building. In there. The last frame over, they built some bridge brick to calm down. I don't want to leave this out too long, even though it's drowned. They're stripping this box. And building out the wax deeper. Okay. Get that in the separating boxes. The wind's kind of, yeah. Back together real quick. Actually, that one I'm going to have to fix. Sorry, girls. It was sticking out too far. off to one side. Good old wonky comb. I don't want to get rid of all the drone brood. Drone brood is good for raising queens. Alright, this last frame I'm going to have to move all these back over. Now then, I'm going to have to set this spring box off. Set me a little platform over there. Since it's mostly honey, it's going to be heavy. There we go. I found a bag. Alright, we got larvae from separating the two boxes. And now I can kind of look at them. Still not seeing any mites. We're seeing a bunch of angry bees because I'm really disturbing them on a windy day. This box is packed wall to wall. Let me put them in a spot. Oh my gosh, it's a full frame of honey. Completely full. Wasn't really expecting that down here. That frame is honey. The next frame is all honey. The next frame is not honey. Go ahead and pull this pink one out. It is blank in the middle, but it's full of pollen. And the other side's kind of that way. The reason I knew that would probably be the case because of what I saw in the next frame. They'll always put their pollen that they're bringing in right next to the baby farm. And as you can see, they've got quite a baby farm started here. All those cat brood. And the other side is exactly the same way. So, having a frame of honey on the outside, or a couple of frames of honey on the outside, isn't quite so bad because there's lots of brood down here. Okay, another brood frame. There's almost no honey at all on that one. It's got 1 and 2-day-old larva on it too. That side's probably got the queen, because they are really packed on that side. Probably that little ball right there is the queen. A little tight knit ball right there. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop because I don't want to disturb her too much. But I'm going to put formic on top, which will disturb her quite a bit, but that's okay. I'm not even going to go into the bottom box right now. It's not real critical. If it were warmer and not quite so windy, I'd go ahead and take that bottom box out, or go down to the bottom box. Stuff really stinks. See if I can get this other box. Oops, put this frame back. Food. We're going to need it because we're going to have a couple of days that it's going to be really cold, and one that it's going to storm. Really good. We got 2 boxes, 2 hives that are doing really well. Good grief. The other heavy. What's that one going over there? They just don't cooperate. You're like bees, they kind of want to do it their way sometimes. Alright. Okay, that's number 6 in my backyard. It's booming. They're about to break out too. There's tons of bees, and there's 7 or 8 frames that I could see of capped larvae. So looks like things are going good. We'll come back in a minute on the last side, over on the west side. All right, I'm here on the west side, and I'm gonna do this big hive first. This big guy right here. It has 3 deeps on it, and we're going to dig into it and see what we got. Well, these guys are like my other hives. They are building comb. They are wanting to go to work, and they're building comb in the top of the box. Got all the bees up there in that top of the box. Which tells me that this box is probably overcrowded. So let's see if we can get enough room. Pull a frame out here. Okay, so this top box is a medium. All right. One side's completely empty. Well, it has a little liquid honey in it. What I like to do is take this box off. And put maybe even put a deep frame in its, deep box in its place. Honey. Maybe I'll just put a deep box under it with new frames. Because they're taking the honey out of these frames. They're liquefying it and eating it. They're wanting to make some comb, so I want to make it so they can. Okay, just more honey. They're building a little bridge for drone brood. I'm going to say this frame's probably got brood on it. Nope. They got all sorts of wacky comb. That they've built between frames. So far, looking over the larvae that I've uncovered, I haven't seen any mites yet, but that's too few samples to judge anything. Every frame is the same where they've built drone brood up between the frames. And it's spring. That's what they're supposed to be doing this time of year. Building up. It's a shame they're building it up here. And the last frame up here. Same way, it's honey. They're clearing it out. And they're building brood. Okay, so I can put this box back. Okay, now we're going to make them mad for sure. We're going to take this honey box off. All right. There's a frame of honey. Pretty much a complete full frame. Both sides are almost completely down to the bottom. They're beginning to eat a little of it, but second frame is the same. They've started clearing some off the bottom. It's mostly just honey. Third frame is mostly empty. Backside is liquid honey and pollen. Okay, we've got a frame of brood, big section in the middle that there's nothing there. It's kind of strange. The other side looks like the center's hatched out and there's brood all the way around it. Doesn't look like she's been laying in there yet. Okay, got some brood and a bald spot in the middle and brood in the middle, and that one's got larvae all the way around it. Alright, this is queen territory. She could be anywhere through here. Because there's open spaces and a lot of very young larvae. Okay, got a brood frame. Pollen in here, the rest of it's covered in brood. The other side's covered in brood and pollen around it. Don't see any larvae. See, that's 1, 2, 3. Looks like this one's hasn't been long since it hatched out. Most of it. Oh, it's covered in larvae. The whole thing is just white with larvae. Let's get some bridge comb cut off of here. Yeah, the whole thing in the middle is larvae. There's quite a bit of larvae over in this area. And it's now about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so everybody's home. So there's a lot of population in this box. So not the best time to be doing it, but chances of being able to do it tomorrow are slim. Okay, another brood frame. Pollen, big pollen all the way around it. And we got quite a bit of larvae in between the two spots where there's capped larvae. There's a bunch of larvae in the middle there. The other side is basically the same way. One big layer there, larva, and another little area, and around it is pollen, bee bread. There's 4 full frames of brood. These 2 look like they're going to be honey. What there is on that side is honey. The other side is liquid honey and pollen. And the last frame is all honey. So we got 4 good frames of got 4 good sized frames of babies, larvas, intermixed with pollen, 2 frames of honey on each side. So they're doing a great job. And if this box was the only box, they'd be doing a great job. We've got one more box to go down into. And then I'm going to put my formic in there. It's a treat for mites. Because we've got to do that while it's cold enough. They got plenty of resources to get them through these cold days that are coming up. Got plenty of bees to keep them fed. Now then, I got to move this box. And with all these bees, that bottom box is going to be fun. What do you think of that? Do I have bees in the box? Oh my goodness. That's a lot of bees. Wow. That's quite a few bees, isn't it? Okay. This frame is almost completely bare. There's some honey on one side, but looks like they've been stealing the wax off of it. Which I've seen before. When they don't have the resources to make wax, they'll steal wax off of an unused frame. Okay. Yeah, all of this is liquefied honey. See, they're stripping the frames. Okay, we got a brood frame. Both sides. The next one's brood. Both sides. That one's brood. lots of brood pollen. That's 3 frames. All right, the next one's the same way, so I'm gonna quit because there's so many bees. I'm gonna push these frames back over where they belong. This is a good spring brood buildup. And there's nothing wrong with this except for it's a little difficult to deal with because of all the bees. But this is good for spring. All right. I'm going to go get my formic and a box of brand new frames. All right. So I'm going to put my formic right here between these 2 boxes. It's amazing, they move right out of the way. All right, so I want to move this box back down here. And they're coming back just as fast as I move them. All right, so I'm gonna put the empty one right here. I'm gonna put the new box right there under the super. These are my brand new frames from Hilco that I got at Nobby. As bad as I hate to, I'm gonna have to pull a glove off to get the bands off. This will give them some nice new frames to start building out, and then the queens can start laying in these. That's 2, 3. Not stings, they just bump me. Which means either my hand's in their way or they're getting upset. You can see how long it took them to crawl up the inside of this box. Now normally I'd checkerboard them. This is kind of a experiment with this many bees. I want to see if they'll start building them out right away or if they'll ignore them. That's a lot of bees. We'll give them a minute to climb down in the box. See, they're beginning to move down into the frames away from the smoke. Oops, wasn't expecting that. You can brush them. I don't have my brush handy. Kind of get them out of the way. All right. Just see this. They're all the way down here in the grass, all the way up the front, hanging out on the top. This hive is just going crazy. Okay. Try to get them to get in the box. Get inner cover on it. And then an outer cover. And they will settle down in a little while. And they'll all move back into that box. Because there's so many of them, I almost hate to get into that other little box. Now the single box right there, is empty, except for the guys that are flying in it because it's there next to their hive. But the little jet box here too close. This one was looking pretty good the last time I looked at it. So let's move all this drone brood or wax. Now let's put it over on top of this one, because that's good wax to melt down, especially this white stuff. It's brand new wax. So that's a few ounces of good wax there. So let's see what this one's got going on. Got some ants up in the top cover. There's quite a few bees and quite a few ants. Okay, honey. And more honey. They've been nibbling at it a little bit. Same on the next one. So they're trying to build a little bridge comb in the middle. Yeah, same as the other one. She's laid drone in the bridge comb that they built between the frames. But it's okay. That means if she's laying that eager to produce drones, then that means she's got quite a few drones in this one. That means she's ready to, yeah, there's several more. Oops, dropped all that right down in the box. And that one too. Okay, I gotta get all that out of there. Oops. Oops, I kind of ripped into the honey on that one. Just trying to get rid of some more of that bridge comb. Same thing on this one. Haven't seen a mite yet, which is really good. We do this another way. Let's do it not over the box this time. Okay, that's better. It's lots of drone larvae, and yeah, there might be a mite on that one. Kind of hard to tell. I'm kind of squishing them up a little bit. Yeah, that's just bare comb there. Some of that good brand new wax. She's not laying in these frames yet. But there's not much honey left. And when she runs out of room, she'll start laying up here. Well, she's already been laying between the frames, so. That's all honey, both sides. And the last frame is quite a bit of honey too. So, this one needs a box as well. But it's all still honey, so I don't have to worry about which frame goes where because it's all honey. All right, so I'm going to set this box off. Yeah, just walked right through that. Drone cells that I dropped there in the ground. Oh well, nothing but a thing. All right. Now we got him talking. Need a place to put my box. All right. a lot of honey. All right, I'm gonna have to move that. All right, that one's as it should be. Honey frame on the outside. Should be 2 of them. Partial honey. Partial honey. This one is rather small. It does not have, as you can see, doesn't have the population the other 3 boxes do. But the whole center of that frame is larva. And the other side is pollen. Yeah. Now then I put that back in there the right direction. Yep, that's the larva side. Because the next frame over is a brood frame that's very nice. Look at that. That's an entire sheet. And even around the sides, it's fully laid up. The other side is the same way. It's no wonder they're putting drone brood up in the next box. And she's laying solid patterns. I mean, it's even better pattern than this box because it's filling the entire frame, both sides. This is where all that bridge come. Okay, I don't know if I brought this one out or not. Nope. But the entire center is white with brood. Same on the other side. That's 2 full frames and a half that's laid up quite a bit. And call it 2.5. How you like that? Full frame of brood. Let's knock this bridge comb off. Somebody's being a little weird there. This stuff just makes a big mess when you get ready to work on it down the road. Yeah, and that piece went right down in the box. There we go. Okay. All right, so that's... my back is killing me. All right, that one's laid up. That side's empty. So she's got basically 4 sheets of brood. She's got room. Yep, there's resources. All right. We are done here, which is good because my back's about to give out. Okay, she's got room to lay. She's got about 4 frames laid up. So, it's time to go get some formic. All right, since this one is so small, I'm going to put 1 piece. See, it comes with 2 pieces. I'm only going to put 1 in there. I'll put the other one in a Ziploc. Save it for about 2 weeks. I can put it on here without fear of killing them all off. All right. It's got room to grow. And since it's so small, I don't want to put more empty frames in there. I'm afraid that you saw the ants and the beetles and stuff might take over. They need to grow some more before they can take another box, but it won't be late next week. All right, I want to show you that box again. Look at that, the bees are making their way inside. They know it's home, they got more room now. And this box just doesn't have the population to be able to take another box. But next week after the cold spell, we're supposed to get the 70s and maybe even into the 80s. So we will be they will really be moving out. In fact, I could take that box right over there and put it on top of this one next week. So they got built out comb and everything. So the queen can just go to town laying up a storm. All right, it's been a great day. As you can see, it's beautiful skies out there. I think it got all the way up into the mid 50s or maybe even 60s. It's 59 right now. So as you can see, I have 3 hives that are growing like crazy. They are busting at the seams. I added a box to one of them. It was so big. The 4th one is kind of small, but it's got 4 or 5 full frames and the best laying pattern of all. So it could be my best box this year. We'll see. After the cold snap this weekend, I'll add another box to it, so she's got another box to lay in, and put the other pad of formic in there, so they'll all have had 2 pads of formic. And we'll be off and running. After the formic, I'll wait a week, and then I'll hit them with oxalic acid, every one of them, and that'll clean them up, finish cleaning them up. I didn't see, but maybe one might I'm not sure it was a mite because they were kind of squished up. So we're doing great. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're, it's probably too late for that. Anyway, I'll be helping teach the beginner beekeeping class on March the 14th, which for me today would be tomorrow. But I don't know if I get these videos out today. So if you missed it, you missed a great time, I'm sure. And maybe next year. But we'll be seeing you later. And thanks for watching.